Hi everyone, this morning we are in the Niagara region. Welcome to the 7th episode of my big birding year. In this series we are trying to see 250 different bird species. So far we have seen 60. Okay, so we're at our first stop, which is Queen's Royal Park in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Across the way we can see the United States of America. That's old Niagara Fort, I think, across the Niagara River there. In terms of birds, we're not seeing too much. There's gulls flying past, but they're a little bit too far away. There's about 9 buffleheads out on the river, and we're seeing a distant white-winged scoter. We actually saw one yesterday in a previous video I would have shown you guys. Got quite excited about it, and you wait for a scoter to turn up and then suddenly there's 3. For the benefit of my viewers unfamiliar with the geography of this area, the Niagara region lies south of Toronto across Lake Ontario. Niagara Falls is, of course, home to the famous Niagara Horseshoe Falls. The yellow line here shows the border between Canada and the USA, Canada to the west, America to the east. The border runs through the Niagara River, splitting Lake Ontario to the north and Lake Erie to the south, roughly in half. During the War of 1812, America invaded what was then Upper Canada. They assumed that they would be welcomed as liberators, but this was a very loyalist area. Numerous battles between the Americans and the British Redcoats, as well as numerous native tribes, were fought along this border, as well as further west near Windsor and Detroit. Today, there are still forts in the area on both sides of the border, such as Fort George just down the road from where we are in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and Fort Niagara shown across the Niagara River earlier in this video. Anyway, let's go back to Queen's Royal Park. Okay, so here we're just seeing a few buffleheads. We saw 4 white-winged scoters, lots of ring-billed gulls, and maybe like 9 or 10 long-tailed ducks. But we've got lots of other places we're going to visit, so we'll head to the next place now. Stay with me. Actually, before we go, I should say that one of the reasons we came to this area is because there's quite a few reports of red-throated loons. Frustrating part is that there is a lot more stuff here over towards the US side, but it's definitely in scope territory. We can't see what anything is kind of more than a few hundred feet away, so we'll hope for something a little bit closer later today. Yeah, gaggle definitely. We've come to different islands on a lead. Someone reported tufted titmouse here yesterday, which is kind of cool because they're more typically a Carolinian species found in southwestern Ontario. I've only ever seen one once before. That was out kind of Windsor way. I'm on a bit of a sulk though because I think we've missed it. There's a couple of people walking ahead of us and they saw it and we came rushing over, but it was gone by the time we got there. They even had a photo that they showed us. We'll keep looking. We're only here for maybe another 10 minutes or so. Well, we struck out on the tufted titmouse, unfortunately. We saw a few other common species. Saw a hooded merganser, I like those. Probably my favourite merganser. We did see a female wood duck, so that's the first of the year, and at least that does add to our species count, but I think we're done at this location. We'll take a look where we're going to go next. If you're enjoying this video, please give me a subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned, we'll see where we end up next. Thanks for watching so far. Our next stop was Kingsbridge Park. Sarah saw that red-head ducks had been reported there yesterday. So far, this accursed duck, which is generally quite a common species, had been our nemesis, simply failing to show up for us so far. And actually, it proved elusive last year too. Would we find it at this small park? Well, as it happens, yes we would. I like their eyes, bright yellow eye. Okay, on to our next stop, redhead. No longer our nemesis bird. We were thinking the tufted titmouse might become the new nemesis bird. Stay tuned, we'll see where we end up next. We've stopped at a small park, Nelson's Park. It's next to a marina, so we thought that might give us some joy. We're still on the lookout for red-throated loons. That would be nice if you could see some of those, but we'll take what we can at this point. If you are at all squeamish, look away now. Cormorant. With something.
Wait, is it a fish? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's got a giant fish or something. Looks like a carp. Maybe.
Yep.
Christ.
Yeah, now what?
Now I don't need to eat for another month. Seems quite pleased with himself.
Yes, he does. He looks very smug. I don't know what it is about him, but he looks very smug.
Well, there's quite a variety of species there. Nothing new on this occasion, but that was quite an amusing situation with the cormorant swallowing the fish. Glad to get that on video. Let's see where we end up next. We have come to Niagara Shores Conservation Area. Sarah basically has on her phone a way of seeing which birds have been here that we haven't yet seen this year. So I'm not sure if the snow is going to do us any favours. It just started in the last little while. It might make things quieten down, but there was a hairy woodpecker here, winter wren,
Carolina wren,
and a Carolina wren. Those are all birds. If we hear them, we will know them. So we'll keep our eyes and our ears peeled. We are now starting to make our way back home, just because of the time and the change in weather. But we'll see if we pick anything else up before we get there. That's all for our day trip to Niagara. We missed out on the red-throated loons and the tufted titmouse, unfortunately, though we did find the red-head duck and stumbled on a wood duck. Do you believe in conspiracies? I'm thinking the couple that showed me the photo of the titmouse actually brought the photo along with them just to trick me. Only joking, we'll find one, eventually. Stay tuned to the channel and maybe I'll dance when we find it. Our day ended with our drive back through snow and traffic. Please give me a subscribe to see future videos. Big thanks to all my recent subscribers in the last year or so, and all those that have been watching from the beginning. I appreciate if you click the like button, it encourages YouTube to recommend my video to others. Also really enjoy reading and responding to your comments. I'll leave you with a list of all we saw. In the meantime, thanks for watching until the end. Stay warm, happy birding.